With Mike MacDonald taking over as the Seattle Seahawks new head coach, how good is this defense going to be this year? Because this has been one of the NFL's biggest disappointments year after year after year when you consider the talent that Seattle has had on this side of the ball, and yet them always ranking in the bottom of nearly every statistical category on defense. With Mike MacDonald this year, who is viewed as the Sean McVay of defense, you definitely can expect for Seattle to have a top 10 defense this year. They got a scary pass rush going into this season, man. They don't just have one or two guys like most teams do. They have about 4 or 5 guys on the defensive line and at edge who can get after your quarterback, man. Boye Mafe had 9 sacks in 2023. He could be in for a double-digit season when it comes to the sack department in his third year. What about rookie defensive tackle out of Texas, Byron Murphy, who you spent the first-round pick on in this past year's draft? He could come in right away and give you maybe 5, 6 sacks. And then you got Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed, who had a 7-sack season last year, Draymond Jones. Not only is Seattle's pass rush talented, but they also are very deep. They're like 3, maybe 4 players deep who you can rotate in with the starters to give them a break, and they can still continue to give your quarterback nightmares. With how deep and talented Seattle's pass rush is, this is going to help this secondary improve. Their secondary also has been a massive disappointment over the last couple of years. Outside of Devon Witherspoon and Julian Love, there's some questions about Tyreek Woolen, because he had a down season last year. Let's just be honest about it. And there were a lot of you Seahawks fans who were saying that he should have won Defensive Player of the Year over Sauce Gardner. Well, last year was not good for Reek. And there was one game that I watched, I forgot which one it was, that he ended up getting benched. With Mike MacDonald, though, the hope is that he can still get Tyreek Woolen heading in that direction that we thought he was going to head after that outstanding rookie season that he had. And with him having better coaching and being put in a better situation to succeed, I believe that we will see that bounce back year out of Tyreek Woolen. You also still do have Kobe Bryant. You got good depth at linebacker, in my opinion. There's a lot of reasons to be confident that Seattle's defense is going to be good this year. This defense has been terrible for the last 4 or 5 years due to Pete Carroll running an outdated defense. With Mike MacDonald, the Ravens last year, when he was calling plays for their defense, they were number 1 in points per game, number 1 in sacks per game. They were 6th in passing yards per game allowed. They were 12th against the run, and they were top 10 in takeaways. Also, they had the 9th best third down defense. Those were all areas that Seattle's defense struggled in last year. And if you can't get off the field in third down situations, then how are you going to get the ball back to your offense? And yet, everybody wanted to try to point the finger at Geno Smith, but I don't see Geno Smith out there playing corner. I didn't see him giving out big plays. I didn't see him having blown coverages and missed assignments consistently. You make things easier for your quarterback when you have a defense that can actually get him the ball back and that can take some pressure off his shoulders. I believe that Mike MacDonald, not only is he going to be the best hire, not named Jim Harbaugh, from this offseason, but he probably is going to win Coach of the Year this season. This defense has way too much talent for this not to be an elite unit this year. There is so much depth due to how well Seattle has drafted. It's kind of been a little bit unfair how they've just been allowed to stack talent for the last 2-3 years and just wait for the opportunity to find a better replacement for Pete Carroll. You get that with Mike MacDonald. Seattle's defense, if you're a fan of a team that has to play against them this year, your offense is in trouble, boy. because this defense is going to shut them down. There is a lot of talent at every position for the Seahawks. And if Mike MacDonald is as good as a coach as what I believe him to be, then expect Seattle's defense to be amongst the best in the league and for this to be a lock to be a playoff team. The offense is going to be good. The concern is the defense, but they finally have that figured out with them having Mike MacDonald being their head coach, and the job he's about to do to that defense is about to be absolutely outstanding.